I was at church last night. On Wednesday nights, I volunteer at church, and he was talking about energy last night, which was so interesting because I'd already made you a video, but I hadn't sent it yet, and it was all on energy. But now I'm going to update the video from what I heard last night. So he's going through the 10 Commandments and how to manifest through the 10 Commandments. It's a unity church, so it's a little bit more like they're open to energy and meditation and things like that. So, and I love all of the talks that I just love it. I just love it so much. Anyway, so last night they did the energy. He was talking about energy and he said something really interesting. He said he was going through the commandments, thou shalt not commit adultery and thou shalt not steal. Those are right next to each other in the list. And he was saying energetically, if you when you fantasize, if you're married, committed to someone else, and you fantasize about someone else while you're committed to another person, that is cheating. And he was saying energetically, it's the same thing as if you're touching someone physically, if you're having a physical interaction. And he's not even talking about verbal, because you can emotionally cheat with someone as well, right? Like there's ways where you don't even have to be physical, but you're emotionally cheating on your partner, and that is like that's more of like getting close to someone else and getting an outlet with someone else, and when there's juiciness and it's passionate through words. But he was also talking about fantasy. He was talking about in your mind. So if you're cheating, thinking about someone and cheating, if you're thinking about someone else while you're committed, you're cheating. And because he was saying it's all energy and it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if it's in the physical or in the mind, the energy is there. And that energy, by thinking about someone else, I apologize about my dog. And I don't want to start the video over again. She's obsessed with lizards, like literally obsessed. Anyway, because the porch is right there. So I would love to hear from you or what you think, is I don't know, I don't really know the answer to this, to be honest. I've really been thinking about it since he said it, because energetically, I completely understand what he's saying, that you're in someone else's energy field or you're drawing someone else in, and that's going to cause disruption and distraction in your relationship. Like you're actively taking energy away from your partner because you're not focused on them by thinking of someone else. And then if you think about pornography too, right? We can go deep on this if we really wanted to. Is that cheating? Energetically, you're watching something, 2 or 3 or 4 people, whatever it is that you're watching, engage in, like you're in a fantasy energetic relationship while you're watching pornography. So it's like it really like hit me, and I was like, I've never heard of a leader or anyone talk about that. My old teacher did say I remember her saying, when she said that when you think, and this is where I got this from, or heard this from, I should say, that when you think about someone else, you're actively taking energy away from the other person, like it's causing disruption in the relationship. And I understand that. And I'm going to keep this video very, very brief. And one thing I'm going to say really quickly is years ago, I mean, I think my husband and I were just starting to date. I was obsessed, like literally obsessed, with this man named Scott. I didn't know Scott. He ran an elephant sanctuary. There is an elephant sanctuary in Tennessee. They do beautiful work. It's literally called the Elephant Sanctuary. Check them out. They rescue zoo and circus elephants, and I was literally obsessed with them. I actually spent 5 months writing letters to them so I could come spend one day there to feed the elephants. It's closed off to the public because these elephants have been through a lot of trauma. Zoo and circus elephants are often abused and kept in really spaces that are too small. Anyway, he was the owner of this, and I didn't know him. I didn't know him from anything, but I fantasized about him all the time. Like I had this whole thing going on in my head of like, that's the guy I need. I need a guy who loves elephants and who works outside. And I had this whole construct in my mind. Actually, it was probably before I met my husband, because when I met my husband, but it was like around that time, like maybe before I met him, when we were dating, I don't know, or maybe it bled into the two. Anyway, and so one day I was doing a journey, okay? And I had this whole fantasy, this whole thing. I was going to go to Tennessee and go live with this guy. It was all made up in my head. Didn't even know him. But one day I did a journey, and I was just doing a journey, regular old shamanic journey about something personal for myself. Nothing related to this guy named Scott. I even remember his last name, but I won't say it. And in the journey, I saw him come in, his higher self, him, and he punched me in the face. He went, he's like, you need to stop. You need to stop right now. You have no intention of following through. You're in my energy field. Like this part of him that came to me in the journey, that knew what I was doing and knew I was selfishly taking from him. Because fantasy is like you're drawing on that person. You're drawing energy, right? That I do believe, that I do actually think is true. And then, or you're in someone else's energy field. And he punched me, and he's like, you don't know, you have no intention to move out to Tennessee. You have no intention of meeting me. You are doing this to fulfill your own like gratification and your own like fantasy life, and you need to stop. Oh my gosh. It woke me up. I was like, done. I stopped after that. I didn't fantasize about him. I didn't make up any stories. I didn't think that he was like the perfect person for me because I don't even know him. But it was like, holy shit, energetically I've been taking. And this person is so in tune on some level, and this is probably on a very, very, very subconscious level, that he knew about this and he knew how to find me, and that shows so much energy. I mean, maybe I was like, oh my god, this guy. No, I'm just kidding. I stopped. I was like, he's so into energy. He's so psychic, you know. But there was a part of him that did know I was pulling on him, and that's savvy, and that is awesome. I know when someone's in my energy field. Most of the time, I know it. So I would love to hear what you think. Write me an email. I would love to hear, do you think fantasizing is cheating? Energetically, is the energy the same? Is the energy the same? It's a fascinating question. And energetically, maybe, yes. I think if we're pulling on the person, I'm really sitting with this. It really got me thinking about a lot, because we are all energy, and also it's about boundaries too. What he's also saying is boundaries. How boundaried are you? So the last thing I'm going to say is, last week I had my live event on the 17th, or the week before last, excuse me. It was the first time I've shared Codes of Connection. It was a big deal for me. We've been planning it. We're almost like going through a rebrand. Like, we have Spiritual Warrior, but this new piece of work was coming through. A lot of effort goes into these live events. A lot of effort and a lot of planning and making the slides and the energy and marketing it and inviting you. So all this stuff, right? And it's a big, big deal. About an hour or two before I went live and to go teach, the first day I got sent a dick pic from a San Diego number, like a picture of some, I hate the word dick so much, but that's what they call it, right? A penis pic. I don't know. It was aggressive. It was disgusting. And that person came in my energy field and disrupted me. And that's what I was talking to you in the first video I made, because I realized with the dick pic, and there was a couple other things that I won't go into. My husband was choking. We had to call 911. He's fine, but it was really, really scary. Anyway, and then so there was just some things happening that week, and I realized I need to clear my energy. There's something going on with my energy. I'm attracting something in my energy, and there's a vibration happening. There was a couple of sexual things. That was not the only one that happened as well. So it woke me up. I got to do a clearing and know that I get to be more on it with my maintenance of clearing my energy. So that's what really got me thinking about energy. And then I had this talk last night. So it's also from the minister. So here's what I'd like to leave you with. One, I'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts. Please be mindful and kind when you write me. Lately, that was another thing. Lately, I've been just getting people writing things that, like, why write? Why? Like, do you need to prove to me that you're right or better than me? If you do, I don't need to hear it. I really, really don't. And I will just take you off my email list anyway. So, because you know that phrase from oh gosh, who said it? someone said it. It was she talks about Brene Brown. If you're not in the arena of if you're not in the arena of life getting your ass kicked, I'm not interested in your feedback. I love that because I was getting a few emails about people wanting to tell me like how much better than they are than me. Awesome. So anyway, but I would like to hear from you if you have real constructive, supportive, helpful comments. I do want to know what you think. Like I really, really do. I'm so curious. Is fantasizing about someone else cheating? I would love to know. And then I'll also say, I keep saying I'll leave you with this. I will leave you with this, honestly. Manage your energy. I journey and meditate every day, but sometimes I forget to do the cleaning, and then I'll get an interference and something will happen. And I'll give you one quick tip of cleaning that is so easy, so simple. Sit outside for 5-10 minutes, put your feet on the ground, earth energy, and connect to the sun. The sun codes are incredibly powerful. And if you live in a place that's foggy or cold, you're still out there. You're still getting the sun. You're still experiencing father, son. The sun is very masculine. Father, son. And sit out there and get, that is a very simple way. And prayer. My prayer is to release anything out of my energy field that is not serving me or doesn't have my best interest at heart. Or I release anything out of my energy field that is not directly connected to a higher source, a higher power of love and light. So simple, but we want to keep the maintenance going. All right, I can't wait to hear what people say about this question I'm proposing, and my name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.